do that. We bring in Roy Williams, the Hall of Famer, Naismith Hall of Famer, 3-time national champion. Coach, when we were getting ready to speak to you today, I had to look back for a second. It's hard to believe that you have been at Carolina 3 years longer than you were at Kansas. Where'd the time go down there in Chapel Hill?
Well, Michael, you're almost right. I've been here 2 years longer. I was at Kansas 15 and now back to Chapel Hill for 17. But you're right. Time has gone by so quickly. It's unbelievable.
I'm counting next year already as a year for you coaching, and then we've got all the years that you were an assistant there, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. Coach, what has been the challenge there for you as you have the season end as it did so quickly, and you guys knew the season was going to end with the way the year went, but now you're trying to recruit, trying to get your players ready for whatever the next eventuality is. What has been the biggest challenge with your basketball team?
Well, Michael, you're exactly right. The whole country's been turned upside down, and college basketball is not any different. I think the first hurdle to get over was the fact that our players were finishing the second half of the semester online and scared to death because we couldn't put our hands on them and we couldn't be there checking class. Couldn't be threatening them to make sure they did everything the right way. But we just finished. In fact, today is the last day of exams, so we feel very good. We had a Zoom call every Sunday night with our team, and Sunday night was really good, and I think the guys are really finishing academically, really doing very well. And then the biggest thing for the change for the coaches is this time of year, I've been very fortunate. We won the last game 3 times, and that's really hard to do. But even those years, I wanted to get out on the road in recruiting, and that's what I've always done when we lose, because I always felt like somebody else would be more tired than I was or didn't want to do it. So I wanted to go out and recruit as hard as I could do it. And but now I'm not doing any of that. We're zooming with some prospects. We're watching tape on prospects, but it's not the same to me as going out and actually seeing them in person, seeing how they react to coaches correcting them, seeing how they handle things with their teammates in adversity, see if they pay attention to the coach, any of those things that you really want to watch in basketball. So it's been a change there. And just like you guys, nobody knows what's going to happen next week, next month, or anything. And summer is a big time for us in recruiting and a big time getting your incoming freshman class on campus. And so we just don't know what's going to happen next.
Right. I want to hit the basketball part of that. Again, knowing the uncertainty is laying there. You went through something else that you hadn't experienced, a losing year, 14 and 19, missing Cole Anthony for a lot of the year really set you guys back. I would imagine, knowing you just a little bit, that you are so hungry to get in the gym, get with your team, and start building a foundation back to what Roy Williams coach teams, what Carolina basketball teams have always been all about. It becomes a little more difficult to try to do that, not being able to all be together at this point, I would imagine.
You're exactly right. And, the first year, last year was the first year, as you said, our whole staff, first losing season we'd ever had. And it was crazy because it was about 3 big things, as you talked about Cole's injury, and the most games we had missed by scholarship players in North Carolina history was like 63 or 64. And I don't remember, but I'm not sure. It's either 99 or 100 games that guys missed this year. And 3 of our top 7 players missed major parts or the entire year. And then the other thing is we've always been able to get our kids to play close to their potential. And they didn't play as close to their potential, and I didn't get them to play as close to their potential. So players didn't play as well. I didn't coach as well, and we had injuries, and then all of a sudden it was 14 and 19. And you're exactly right. I want to get back out on the court. We have 6 incoming freshmen, and I think they're going to really help us. We have Garrison Brooks, Leaky Black, Armando Becott, that started a lot for us last year. They've got to get better in the off season, and we think they're just as hungry as we are as coaches. And so, this is a big summer for us, and I'd like to be able to see some of that improvement, but campus is closed, and we're not going to be going to summer school as well. So it is not a comfortable time for me and our staff after what we went through last year.
And all the coaches have shared this for folks who didn't realize this. Summer school is important, gets especially your incoming freshmen used to life as a student, and then you start to put the athletics on top of that once the whole campus comes together. It changes the calculus here a little bit. We mentioned Cole Anthony, who declared for the NBA draft, a terrifically talented young man who certainly will be on to good things, you hope, down the line. We've got a very tumultuous time just in the recruiting process right now because of this G League path for players to go now, the talk of guys going high school to college again. There's real uncertainty what's going to happen with those elite high school basketball players. Will they come to college for 1 year? Will they come at all? Where do you sit as the best scenario, not just for the kids who are in high school, but also for the sport that you have loved here for most of your life?
All right. I think, first of all, Michael, there's no perfect remedy. There's no perfect rule. Kobe, LeBron, Kevin Garnett, those guys didn't make bad decisions. There's a lot of kids that did make bad decisions trying to go straight out of high school. But there's no perfect rule that's going to fit everybody, so we have to understand that from the start. The second thing is it's an NBA rule. They're making the rules that they think is best for their sport, and that's what they're going to do, and they don't really care about college basketball. We say all nice things, but they're not really our partner, and I'm not saying they should be. You know, we provided a great farm system for them for many years, but times change, generations come in with different ideas, and so I'm not against that. Some kids do not want to go to college, and that's okay. I still think that we'll have college basketball. I think on Wednesday night, if North Carolina plays Duke, I think people are going to show up to watch the game. And, you know, if we don't have the top 10 high school players in the country, their top 15 high school players in the country, I still think people will come and see that. And for me, you know, it is something that the only thing is that bothers me a little bit is that, you know, so they're getting kids who had already committed to go to school and getting them, and they're taking them in. I don't feel great about that, but still, it's an NBA rule. And they're going to do what they want. But, you know, there's going to be kids that do see that college basketball may help them. They're going to be more experienced. Their families are going to realize they'll be more mature, more ready. John Henson was a great player for us, played 3 years and then left and has been in the NBA ever since 2012. And his dad said it best. It's not how quickly you get to the NBA. It's how ready are you when you get there. And I think pushing the envelope, these kids have the right to make that decision for the G League idea if they want to. But me, myself, I don't think that's the best way to go. But, you know, they don't call Roy Williams and ask what the crap I think. They make the rules that's best for the NBA.
And we've seen that over the years, and maybe more college coaches in the conversation might help the totality of basketball down the line. Coach, before we leave, we've watched with great interest some of your comments from your interview regarding The Last Dance, the Michael Jordan documentary. As we have for an entire generation that was not around for the Jordan days or wasn't old enough to appreciate it, open that book again and let people appreciate Michael. You were there with a front row seat at the beginning in the North Carolina chapter of it. What have you enjoyed about watching the path that Michael has taken really over the last 40 years from showing up in Chapel Hill to being this iconic figure in American sports?
Well, you're exactly right. He Muhammad Ali, Tiger's going to be there, Arnold Palmer. Some of those, there's not many people that after they play 20 years, they're still one of the most popular people on the planet kind of thing. And for me, it's been two things. One, my players know about Michael, but they've been just totally focused on watching it. And we've already had some conversations with a couple of my guys, and they're saying, wow, did you see this or did you see that? Or, you know, so I think they're getting even a better appreciation of the greatness of Michael because all they know is Kobe and LeBron. And they'll talk to me or Hubert Davis, one of my assistants, who played in the NBA for 12 years and played with Michael at the end on the Wizards. And they'll say, Coach, do you think LeBron or Kobe or Mike? I said, don't even say that. It's Michael. Come on, guys. And one day I said, ask Hubert. Hubert played with them. And he said, what do they ask me? And they said, the best player ever. He said, come on, guys, it's Michael. And so, number one, I love the fact that my players are getting to see some of the things on the court that he does and understand. 61,000 in the football arena in Atlanta for a regular season game. Come on now. And so they're seeing that. But the other thing to me is it's great fun to me. I mean, I'm totally focused watching it because I did live through the only thing all they've showed so far. I felt like I was part of that. I was there. You know, I came to see them play in the finals. In the Dream Team, I coached state college kids against the Dream Team. I went to play golf. Best golf booth I've ever had. Me, Michael Jordan, David Robinson, Charles Barkley, and John Stockton. They let us play 5. So I'm reliving it myself. So it's Michael. You're exactly right. And ESPN has to be loving it because their ratings got to be going through the roof.
It's the only thing going on right now that people look forward to every week. And good job by that starter at the first tee. I think that's a 5-some you let play. You let those guys get by if that 5 shows up. Coach, it's great to hear your voice. Good talking to you. Please send my best to Hubert. Go ahead, Coach.
No, I was going to tell you a quick one. That day, Charles Barkley harassed David Robinson all the way around about betting. And David wouldn't do it. And so finally on the 18th hole, David said, okay, I'll play you this home for $5. And Barkley stood on tee and started screaming around to the other groups that were close, David Robinson is betting. so that's
Charles.
The best.
Anybody who's been around Charles and played golf with him, you know that is Chuck to a tee on the tee. Great to hear your voice, Coach. All the best to you and your family. Tell Hubert Davis I said hi as well, and we'll catch up down the line.
All right, Michael, thank you. You're one of the best, fellas. I appreciate you.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.